Listen, people have been able to create a lot of income in the last 10 years by circumventing core pieces of digital marketing. And the unfortunate thing about that is now they're spoiled. And rather than, I'm waiting to see here, is it gonna, I thought it was gonna make me verify. And rather than learn those pieces, some of them would just rather go to work a job. Okay. So I don't know why my screen dimmed. Oh, my phone must have gotten hot. Laughing at my daughter's texting. So your ideal client should be at the center of all of your content. Your ideal client needs to be at the center of your content. Okay. Your ideal client needs to be at the center of everything that you do in business. Right. And that is honestly why I don't roll into the entire faceless thing. Because at the end of the day, if people are looking for connection, if people are looking to um, be seen, heard, and acknowledged, you can do that to a degree with a faceless account. But to me, a brand new beginner, faceless is just not the way to go. It's going to take you so much longer. The people who, oh, I wish I'm finally making my first sale in DBA or any other course, is because they went faceless. They went immediately faceless. You really need to know what you're doing to go faceless. You're trying to circumvent the growth. You're trying to circumvent the learning and the trial and error. You're more worried about what people think and what people have to say instead of actually going through it, and that making you a stronger, better marketer and helping you to define who it is that you serve and how you serve them. You're trying to get around it by going faceless. And this whole going faceless because you're an introvert, baby, you are looking at the poster child for introvert. A lot of y'all are making excuses. An introvert ain't even what y'all think an introvert is. I correct people all the time. Being an introvert, it's not that I'm not outgoing. People get so amazed that I'm an introvert and I will go live for hours at a time, multiple times a day. Because that's not what being an introvert is. The reason I would much rather do it live than go to like an in-person networking meeting, it's not even that I don't like people. I don't like being in the presence of everybody's energy. Other people's energy, and a lot of it drains me. It depletes me. I recharge by myself. And I don't know if it's I got Riz or what, but people are drawn to me. Okay? People are drawn to me. And I know that. I can't walk down the street. I can't go anywhere without people stopping and talking to me, whether it's colorful hair or not. This has just been the story of my life. People are drawn to me. Okay. So you're looking at the poster child for introvert. And as an introvert, I would rather go live. And I'm actually okay with being on stage because there's some separation there. There's some separation there. Right? But like there are certain friends, I will avoid talking to them on the phone because just their energy over the phone depletes me. Just depletes me, just completely drains me. I won't go so far as to call them energy vampires because they're friends, but sometimes it definitely feels like some energy vampire going on. So this whole thing that you're an introvert, so you should go faceless. Do you know how many introverts thrive online, like Chalene Johnson? She thrives online and she is definitely an introvert, and her husband is the extrovert, yet she's the face of their brand and he's behind the scenes working the finance, right? The number one reason a lot of us introverts need to charge in private and alone is because extroverts tend to suck up all the air in the room. And I'm not saying that to be mean. I'm not saying that to be mean at all. Introverts, we don't have to be the center of attention when we walk in the room. Honestly, a lot of the time we are without even trying to be, and don't even have the desire to be. Right? We don't even have the desire to be. And extroverts almost are faking it until they make it by being the attention seeker in the room, and in some cases, honestly, sucking all the air out of the room. So the idea that you have to have a faceless account because you're introverted, do you really even know what it means to be introverted? Extroverts get their energy by sucking all the air out of the room, being the center of attention, being in the spotlight, shining, as they call it. Introverts, some of us honestly don't have to. And I think that's what's so confusing with people. They think I'm extroverted, and you can see me like I'm literally glowing on this live, right? When I'm on, I am on. But what people don't understand is when I'm not, I'm not. And you need to let me be until I have the energy to be back on again. Right? I don't even know if that's introvertism, the fact that so many people want to plug into me all the time and want to tap my energy and my light. I choose to see it as a blessing. And trust me, it is a choice, it is a decision to see it as a blessing. It's how I choose to see it. But you have to know who it is that you serve them. You have to know how your product, how your service, how what you offer is going to make them money, how it's going to save them money, how it's going to save them time, how it's going to help them avoid effort. Right? It's like that meme that goes around Facebook all the time about doing laundry, folding it, and putting it away all in the same day. Right? People who have, here's a great example for you. People who are having financial troubles and stresses, one of the number one behaviors that they exhibit is avoiding opening the bills and letting the bills stack up. Imagine talking about that if that's your ideal client. Imagine talking about that. Just because you don't open those bills and you let them stack up doesn't mean that they're going to go away. They're only going to be like milk and they're going to spoil with time. You can't avoid it, right? If you're in credit repair, for example, not taking their call is not going to make it go away. Blocking them is not going to make it go away. You'd be amazed at what you can get accomplished if you actually answer the phone and have a real conversation with them. And I'm not in credit repair, so that's just an example. Okay? So you have to know who it is that you serve, how your product is either going to make them money, save them time, make them time, buy back their time. Like a product like DBA literally helps people buy back their time, right? I've given the example of me as a single mom. There was no more time to give. I was already at a time deficit. There was no more time, no more energy to give to a second or third job, but we still could use the income. So had someone presented something like DBA to me in a way that's going to help me buy back my time, right? And at my income level, there weren't a whole lot of jobs that were worth my time for me to go work them. You will get that way once you are full-time content creating, coaching, or consulting. You will get that way where if you're having a little bit of a lull, you're having a downtime, you will quickly gather yourself if you go and you start looking at jobs and what they pay, or even something part-time. And you think about a part-time job paying even $20 an hour. And you think, man, one DBA is $10, 10 hours, 10 hours of part-time. One DBA volume 2 is 10 hours of a part-time job at $20 an hour. And then you will gather yourself really quickly. You will gather yourself really quickly. You will figure it out. You will make it happen. You will save yourself, and very quickly. So you have to know who it is that you serve, why you serve them. That's how you make that connection. You have to share with people why it is that you're doing what you're doing. You have to share your story. And that is why your first ideal client is likely you when you first started or right before you started. That's going to be your first ideal client. And then your ideal client is going to evolve as you evolve. But you can't forget who brought you to the dance. You're going to have more than one ideal client. But when you are talking to everybody, baby, you talking to nobody. You talking to nobody. And you don't want to be out here talking to nobody. I'm just a nobody. How's that song go? I'm just a nobody trying to tell somebody or everybody, I don't know, something like that, right? So you can't, let's not do that to ourselves. Let's not kid ourselves and say that it's August, so it's just going to be a low month. And hey, I used to do that in my business. I used to make that excuse. And I would work really hard on what I would have going on in September. And a couple of years ago, I decided to stop that with both August, with summer in general, and then January, because I used to make that excuse about January. And my last 2 Januaries have been rock star because I decided that no longer was true for me. It might be true for other people that January could be a slow month, but it was no longer true for me. I no longer subscribe to that thought. And that's why personal development is your highest income producing activity. Okay. Personal development is your highest income producing activity because it's all about mindset. Your income will seldom exceed personal development. Okay. I'll be on here for maybe another 30 minutes. So if you're thinking about DBA and you're not quite ready today, definitely check out that preview. You can go to TamaraHamilton.com, DBA sneak peek. Or if you're on the Clock app, click my face and get to the site that's listed there. And the sneak peek is the 3rd button. And then you can also actually secure DBA Volume 2 for only $222 while I am on live. Okay? Instead of $333. Now, with that being said, you also can set up a payment plan. Okay? You can select Klarna or Afterpay as your payment method. Most of my people tend to pay in full, though. I'm blessed that way, right? You can set up Klarna or Afterpay as your payment method, and it can be split up in as 4 payments and over 2 months. Or I guess if you go to the website directly, I guess you can get even longer or more payments than that. But most people, it's 55 over 4 payments every other week. So about 2 months. Okay. And the great thing is when you resell DBA, you get 100% of the profit. I get nothing. It's all yours. It's all yours. So you can join for $55.55 and make your first sale before your first payment is due. Your second payment, because you'd have to actually make your first payment today. So before your second payment is due, and you could even pay it off, or you could just keep paying it. People do it all the time. They do it like every day, right? And it's not always because they don't have the money. Some people just like that thrill. They just enjoy it. Thank you for the like. The real I can't read that, but thank you. Right? What questions can I answer while I am still on here? What questions can I check out? What questions can I answer for you? DBA is a viral product. If you are going to sell something online, you want to sell something that is viral, that is hot, that is trending. But I hate to use the word trending in conjunction with DBA, because DBA is not something that's just going to be here today and gone tomorrow. Because what's inside of DBA, I'm telling you, the Build a Bomb brand module alone, I could sell that for over $2,000. Like, do you understand that what is inside of the Build a Bomb brand module? If you learn that skill set and you master it, you can work your way up from what I call beauty school pricing, which is really low pricing to get your first few clients so they can be your case studies, your white papers, and your testimonials. And you leverage those and start building your quote unquote portfolio so that you can charge more and more till you can get to the point where you're charging $10, $12, $15, $20,000 for a branding package. And it's included with DBA Volume 1 and Volume 2. Now, there's no guarantee of that. But there's also no guarantee with your college education either. Ask me how I know. Double master's degree, marketing and finance, undergrad in marketing. Right? So, if you happen to be that mom and you got to figure out how you're going to get these supplies and the first month of lunch money and all of that, I highly recommend DBA, Digital Boss Academy. And here's why. You can take things that you already know. It does not even have to be related to your work or your education, right? I messaged a friend just a little bit ago because I was watching someone else's live. I can't even remember who. And they mentioned that they had a client or a friend who wrote a crochet ebook, an ebook all about crocheting, and made like $100,000 in something like 3-4 months. So it doesn't even have to be what you went to school for. It doesn't have to be what you spent 30 years doing. I just happen to love marketing like that. So of course it's digital marketing for me. But on Pinterest, I actually make a lot of money with my cooking videos because I've been cooking since like 4th grade. I was the oldest child. I am the oldest child. I'm the oldest grandchild, the oldest niece, the firstborn niece. So yeah, I know how to cook. Thank you for the likes. So I know how to cook. Let me turn Do Not Disturb back on. Okay. So I know how to cook. My cooking videos. And the Zon, you know what I mean when I say the Zon? And the Zon affiliate links, right? On Pinterest. I also get high-end, thank you, high-end coaching clients through LinkedIn, through Pinterest. 2 today on my last live. 1 was from YouTube, 1 was from LinkedIn. So that's why you want to be omnipresent. I had to have that conversation with myself. I had to coach myself. I had to coach myself that you know, just going in on the Clock app because that's how other people are winning and that's where I saw and bought the product. I shouldn't just lock in on that one platform. I need to do what I do best, which is my omnipresence. So I had to make the conscientious decision to make sure, and I'm still behind, right? There's like my blog, like I need a VA just for my blog because I started going live at the end on TikTok at the end of April. And by May, I was going live every day. I might have missed going live like 1 or 2 days in May, 1 or 2 days in June. So just from those live videos alone, which I downloaded all of them because Greg and Barbara ain't raised no food. My content makes me money in my sleep. I am like a TV network. I have a whole syndication strategy. Okay. So my content, I've been saying this for years. I don't have to create another piece of content. I am not in content poverty. I am content abundant, content prosperous over here. Okay. I don't have to go and create content for a specific platform. The one exception to that I kind of feel like I need to is IG. And I'm just not really feeling IG right now. I post to my stories. I will stream live over there, but day-to-day content, because it just does not, it's not fitting repurposing, right? I can repurpose from the Clock app to Pinterest. I can repurpose from the Clock app to YouTube. But what's going on over on IG right now, it just doesn't, the repurposing just doesn't work as well and flow as easily. And y'all know my rule. You know the motto I live by. If it doesn't bring me joy, if it doesn't come with ease and flow, it is not for me. And it is up to me to figure out what is going to bring me joy and how to achieve it with ease and flow. So basically, I say all that to say, in the Instagram feed right now is not in alignment for me. It's not in alignment for me at all. So I'm not really posting there. I know I need to, but do I really? Because at the end of the day, only you get to decide what you really need to do in your business. And that's one thing about me as a coach. There are some things that are non-negotiable that I'm going to tell you that you do got to do. But at the end of the day, baby, it's your business. And what you will never have the opportunity to do is blame me for your business results or lack thereof. And that by the same token, I'm also not looking for credit for your business results either. Okay? Because at the end of the day, you have to do the work. And in one-on-one, we do it together. But at the end of the day, it's up to you to keep it going. See, there was a time when a lot of people wanted to work with a coach and they like to blame a coach. Well, so-and-so said, y'all want to blame the coach, when at the end of the day, it's up to you to grow your business. It's up to you to know who it is that you serve. It's up to you to get in tune with them and know what is going to drive them to action, what's going to make them move. Okay? That's on you. I can help you figure it out. I can help you with your thought process and your strategy. But at the end of the day, if you got a horrible offer and you refuse to adjust it, that's all on you. Ain't nothing I can do about that other than stop working with you. Because you're not going to run my name and face into the ground because it's cute. We just not going to do that, right? Let me see. What does my guy say? Kevin Trudeau. Let me look up Kevin Trudeau. Okay. I'm going to read you the direct quote. Okay. So he talks about a couple things. Number one, teachability index, which is your willingness to learn times your willingness to accept change. Okay. your willingness to learn times your willingness to accept change. Your coach should be able to tell you things that make you uncomfortable and that you don't want to hear. Okay. And what I always tell people, then prove me wrong and prove you right. But prove somebody something. Don't just sit here and hem and haw and go back and forth. You have to be willing to learn. You have to be willing to try. And you came to me because something is not working. So you came to me because I'm the expert. Let me be the expert. I do take under advisement what you know about your ideal client, what you actually know, not the excuses that you're making. Because it's August and they got to pay for money for back to school is an excuse. At the very least, this is the time when you increase your marketing. You don't not market because people, you don't promote, you don't talk about, you don't create content because people are spending money on back to school. That's the worst mistake that you can make, okay? And when it comes to who you should listen to, this is what locked me in with Kevin Trudeau. You listen to three people: those who have what you want, those who've been where you are, and ultimately you need to be able to listen to yourself. You ultimately need to be able to listen to yourself. If you can't listen to yourself, that is a trust issue. You need to figure out why you don't trust yourself. And you need to figure that out fast, okay? Because it's okay to seek counsel and opinions, but never let somebody tell you what you have to do. You take advice, but not orders. Hear me out. You get advice, but you don't take orders. And that's because 95% of what we think are facts are nothing more than opinions. Kevin Trudeau is that dude, I'm telling you. Kevin Trudeau. I don't think his videos that I used to listen to are on YouTube anymore, but I would definitely hit me up and I can get you the link to his CDs. Hi, Tracy. How are you? Can definitely get you the link to his CDs. In fact, the creator of Digital Boss Academy, what really made me connect with her was she shared how she would listen to his videos and how that really helped her in her business and actually create Digital Boss Academy. I'm great, girlfriend. Good to see you. Thank you for the like. We're talking about the fact that I've personally heard from students and clients, making a lot of excuses for August that their clients, their would-be clients, are too focused on get back to school right now and spending money on back to school. And as the word that my grandson learned during the presidential debates, malarkey, that's malarkey, okay, which is a fancy term for BS. Because that's exactly why they need something like DBA or digital products, to have that extra money and less stress. Okay. So I shared the 5 reasons that people ultimately buy, right? That is to either make money, save time, make time, avoid doing something. And they're usually avoiding doing something painful, right? And I've given some examples there. Okay. We talked about, like with DBA, for example, you need to know your ideal client to the point that when in your content, they need to feel seen, heard, and acknowledged. Okay. And when you know who it is that you serve, why you serve them, your comments are being filtered. It's not me, hun. I'm not filtering them. Oh, I'm sorry. But when you know why it is that you serve them and how you serve them, and you can communicate that, convey that in your content, you're filtered in everyone's lives. That's so strange. I'm so sorry to hear that. Okay. You that's how you build that connection. And that's when you start to begin to actually build community, when you share your why. Now, your why cannot be a 3-hour video. Your why, you need to be able to succinctly tell your why in under 3 minutes. Ask me how I know, all right? Right? Your why should be so clear. It's not. Let me go over here on my desktop and see, because it should be working. What were you trying to get to, hun? Yeah, it works when I click it. Your comment went through that time. Awesome. Yeah, it works when I click it. Did I bring my iPad? I did not. Oh wait, yes I did. Let me try my iPad. Because on desktop it works. Let's see. Let me try my iPad. Oh, I got just enough juice too. Thank you. I don't know. Because when I clicked it from desktop, it worked. Let me try from my iPad. Seems to be working, but we'll see here in a second. Yeah, it worked. It came up. So there's the sneak peek. There's DBA. There's Business Pro University. There's, you can get a one-on-one coaching. There's the script. They're all there. It came up. Still saying the same thing on your end. Maybe it's your settings. I'm not sure. Maybe it's just from the phone it is doing it. And I can't check that right now because I'm using the phone for this live. But I know people have been clicking it because my numbers show that people have been clicking it, and I've also been collecting leads. So that's strange. It's really strange. But thank you. I will definitely look into it and see who else can test it out for me to see what's happening, because that is really weird. Okay. So thank you for letting me know, Tracy. So yeah, you want to know who it is that you serve and how you serve them and be able to communicate your why, right? And then from there is really important to be able to communicate the benefits and advantages of something like Digital Boss Academy, of Business Pro University, in a way that is around the 5 ways that people typically make a purchase. Okay. Number 1 is make money. Okay. Number 2 is to save money. Number 3 is to save time. And I like to actually reference save time as buy your time back, because as a busy single mom who was already working well over 40 hours a week, there was just not really a whole lot of time to be a mother if I went and got a second job, a part-time job, right? Plus, the way my primary job worked, it would have been a second job just really wasn't an option. Okay. People are also avoiding effort, right? There's something they're willing to pay convenience for. An example, I've given this example before, is when my kids were smaller and I commuted 45 minutes to an hour each way. If I knew I needed to grab milk, I did one of 2 things. I either went to the grocery store that was in the parking lot across from work, and in winter I could buy the milk and I could leave it in the car and it would stay cold. I couldn't do that in summer, right? And so if it were summer, I would more likely to stop at like Walgreens and grab a gallon of milk from Walgreens. Yeah, I might pay a little bit more for it, but the convenience of being able to get in and out of Walgreens instead of going into a mega store like Walmart and even some grocery stores was worth it to me. I'm still like that. I would rather go shopping at Walgreens on most days so I can get in and get out. And where I live, there's a Walmart, the grocery store. They call it Little Walmart. In the Supercenter, they call it Big Walmart. I'd rather go to Little Walmart any day. I would. I'm willing to pay for convenience. My ideal client is the same way. They are willing to pay for convenience. I would say that about the DBA customer. They are willing to pay for somebody else to have created the product and they make minor tweaks to it. I'm so much about convenience. I'd rather just sell DBA than rebrand the digital products that are done for you and sell those. I'm not even going to lie to you. I'd rather just sell DBA. Just buy the entire course. Just buy DBA. That's just me though. And that's my skill set. That's my life experience. I'm able to do that. And I dropped my fan and I'm warming up. So we got 10 minutes, 10 more minutes, and then I got to go. 10 more minutes. If you want to join DBA while I'm live, you can get volume 2 for $222 instead of $333. And while I'm live, I'm throwing in a mentorship chat on Telegram. People pay $500 to pick my brain. So you will have access. We will be doing things like content checks and share your wins and answering questions in that mentorship chat, right? I'm only offering that while I'm live. So if you want that you have to join while I'm live. And don't feel rushed. I got to get this fan because I'm sweating. Don't feel rushed, right? Because I'm not in the business of persuading people at all. I don't do that. I'm not in the business of persuading people. Either you want it or you don't. Either way works for me. Okay. If you want a 90-minute strategy session, you need to reach out to me and I will send you the link to book that. It is not a free 90-minute strategy session. I've already told you what the price is. And on top of that, those do also have Klarna attached to them and Afterpay so that you can pay those in installments as well. Okay. One of the questions that came up earlier was if somebody wanted to, how do you set up a blog and landing pages? We can do that together in a strategy session, right? If we run over 90 minutes, we happen to run over 90 minutes, right? We're going to get the job done. I'll put it that way. We will definitely get the job done. Okay. Preferably 90 minutes, but people buy those 90-minute sessions for all sorts of things. We audit their social media. I've helped people go through Facebook ads and how to set up ads. We've done numerous things with those sessions. I sent out an email last week with some of the things like holiday marketing. People are booking them for their holiday marketing. People need their holiday marketing strategy and their timeline. So I'm helping them map that out right now with those strategy sessions. So it's definitely worth, it's almost like a one-on-one tutoring session. That's why it's priced the way that it is, because I only want people who are serious. And I hate that phrase, serious inquiries only. But yeah, I only want people who are going to do the work, who are going to show up on time, who are not going to cancel, people who are committed to success, especially their own. Okay. Whew. Just heated it up all of a sudden. So you got to bring it back down. I did turn the air off and now the door is closed. So that's part of it too. But I'm going to get ready to go soon. Probably won't be live again today. Maybe tomorrow I will. So if you want DBA, this is your last call. You got like 7 minutes and then I got to go. I'm trying to think of what other questions have come up recently. But I can tell you this whole thing that it is August. So people are focused on back to school. That is the reason why they need to buy something and create income. That is not an excuse. That is not a reason. That is an excuse. That is actually a reason why, right? Like a lot of people, because I've been leading teams and people for years in coaching, there are people who will use their children. They'll say their children is their why, and their children are really their excuse. That's why I always tell people your children are not your why, because they're not. Because I can tell you, your children get grown. They grow up. They move out. They start families of their own. And then you're left figuring out what your why is, right? My why at one point was I wanted to be a stay-at-home nana. I wanted to be with my grandson. I didn't want him going to daycare, right? I didn't want him going to daycare. So I worked and I was able to achieve that. But then for like a year, I was lost. I didn't know what I wanted after that. So you got to constantly be revising your why and upgrading your why, right? You got to constantly be doing that. Whew, this feels good. So just a few more minutes and I'm going to shut it down. You know, you can have excuses or you can have a reason why. You can't have both. Like, I know that sounds cliche, but it is very true. You can have one or the other, but you can't have both, right? Nobody's coming to save you. They literally are not coming to save you. You've got to save yourself. You've got to save yourself, right? Your number one income producing activity is going to be personal development. But at the same time, information plus application equals transformation. So if you're doing all the personal development and not getting results, is because you're not applying it. You got to apply it. You got to do something with it. That's the difference between knowledge and wisdom. Wisdom comes from by actually doing it. And discernment is like at an all-time low. Discernment is seriously at an all-time low. What was the, like, misinformation was likely to get 6 times the engagement on Facebook or something like that. And that was a few years ago. It has to be worse now, because the stuff that I've seen people not only share that they knew better than to share, but to double down on is crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Like the AI video of Sonia Massey saying she actually did do something with that boiling water when she didn't. And he didn't even have his body cam on. People doubled down on that. I saw a clip taken completely out of context saying that the candidate was basically showing the candidate mocking and making fun of Gen Z, completely taken out of context. And once I see someone share stuff like that, I just don't look at them the same. I might still consume their content and even engage with it, but the likelihood of me purchasing from them is very slim, because that's an integrity issue for me. That's an integrity issue. And people are doubling down on misinformation. And I know that they're doing it for algorithm. And I find that utterly disgusting myself. And that's just me. Again, I don't think I'm better than nobody, but I don't think nobody better than me either. And I also believe in stewardship. I also believe in social responsibility. To whom much is given, much is required. And when we are given these platforms, as quickly as they are given to us, they can and will be taken from us if we misuse them and mishandle them. That they will. Don't believe me? Look around you. There's someone you know who fell from grace, right? Doesn't mean they can't climb back up again. Doesn't mean they can't build it back up. Not saying that. However, like I said, you can lose it just as quickly as you built it. Actually, you lose it faster than it took to build it. Because if you build it that quickly, you was doing something you had no business doing, to be honest with you. Okay. So I'm going to be get ready to get off of here. My cough is getting better, so that is good. That is good. That is good. Get ready to get settled in for the night. But if you want DBA, you better be getting over to my link now. Better be getting over to my profile and grabbing it, because you can get it for volume 2 for $100 off for only $222 instead of $333 while I am live, which I'm not going to be for much longer here. Okay. I'm not going to be live here for much longer. So you can get it for $222. You save time, right? Let me show you. Okay. You save time because the done for you products and the course itself has master resale rights. So you can sell that. You can earn while you learn, or you can just learn. Some of my latest marketing has been just strictly about learning, not even about earning with DBA, because it really is a good program. It's an excellent program, right? So you can definitely save time by the fact that you don't have to create products, okay? You're also saving time that way. And I've already talked about how you can buy your time back, right? Because even if you get a part-time job paying $20 an hour, you divide that into $222, and it's about 10 and a half hours of work if you sell one DBA volume 2. I'm sold at that point. I'm sold. I'm sold. I'm going to find somebody to buy DBA so I don't have to find 10 more hours and leave my home and go deal with, because you're probably dealing with the public either in a retail environment or on the phone, and a boss and coworkers for only $20 an hour. That's just me though. That's just me. That's just me. Because I promise you, once you get to the point that you are making sales in your sleep, your content is selling for you in your sleep, you become a different person. You become a different person. Let me tell you, that boss, the things they used to be able to say and do, they can't get away with that no more. Because you got options. They can get away with a lot as long as they have you thinking, yeah, you can go get a job somewhere else, but will you be able to get the benefits and the pay that you're getting here? And when there are people who get to the point and quickly where they are making more from digital products than they are from their full-time job, where they are making more from coaching, consulting, from their own courses than they are making from their part-time job. I sell Pen Profits Mastery for $555. And yeah, I sell more because it offers a payment plan that can be broken up into 4 payments, but I get all my money up front. So why would I go work a part-time job when I can go sell a Pen Profits Mastery? I can go sell a half-day VIP coaching session for $1,500, $2,000 or more. I can go sell a coaching package done for you where we're setting up your digital marketing infrastructure for $2,000 a month for 6 months, for $3,000 a month for 6 months. You begin to think differently, and that's why I promise you. Hey, AA87. That's why I promise you, once you get the teeniest amount of success with this, your mind is going to explode. It actually sent me into a tailspin years ago, because it was just 9 years ago that I launched my first course. And I mean, it wasn't like 6 figures or anything, but the amount of money I made in such a short period of time really sent me into, my tailspin was kind of a depression, because I was just like, I can't believe I paid for a college degree. I can't believe I did all of this. I went through everything I went through in corporate when I could have been doing this all along. And it was this easy. It was this easy. And that's what I love about DBA Digital Boss Academy. It literally is you learning how to create a cash generating machine with what you already know, your experiences, your life. You can literally get paid to exist. Everybody wants to talk about the soft life. The real soft life is you just get paid to exist. Right? So I got to go. I got to leave the house. I got to go. So thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. You go grab DBA right now before I change the price, but I got to go. So I will see y'all on the next live. And make sure you follow me, you subscribe if you aren't, and I will see you soon.